Hello and welcome to another recording for my channel. I really would like to do a Star Trek Online or STO gameplay. As you can see, I have got several characters. A lot of them are very highly ranked. I actually have deleted 3 that were highly ranked because I wasn't using the characters and started another lot. So in June, I'm not sure exactly when, but I think somewhere around June they're releasing another update to the game. The max capacity will be level 65 as well, so they're adding another 5 levels. This is my main character, so he has pretty much everything almost fully maxed out. Because I have spent a bit of time on the rest of the characters and also playing other games, haven't really had a chance to get him maxed out completely, but he's right up there. Most of the accolades are collected. He's got a lot of the rare ships and stuff like that. I've got Federation, Klingon, Romulan, and I've also got one original Star Trek crew. So the way I've done this is I've had one science, one tactical, and one engineering of each character. With this new update in June, I understand that there will be another faction added to the game, a Dominion. A Jem'Hadar faction, but I'd assume that's a Dominion faction, and just Jem'Hadar by name, but probably Dominion in general. So I will be starting a new character. So we'll just have a quick look at his stats. So skills, fully maxed out. I've got them all filled. The ground skills are filled. And with the specializations, I'm pretty close to having them all filled. So I've got strategist, strategist. I was trying so hard that I actually completely screwed up an easy word. Commando is maxed out. Temporal operative is maxed out. Pilot is maxed out. Miracle Worker is that I'm working on right now, and I've already got 3 points to continue on with this one. So I think it's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, probably 8 more points to fully max this one out. So I only need 5 more. Intelligence is maxed, and so is Command Officer. I believe there may be another specialization added to this. Probably some sort of something like Commando, I'd say, because if the Jem'Hadar are soldiers, there must be some sort of Commando style specialization added. Traits, I've got most of these sorted out as well. I am going through each of my ships. Let's have a look. Each of my rare ships to get to the T6 and getting the specialty. So this specialization opens up on T6 ships, or Tier 6. And what that does is this the one? I can't remember which one. Oh, there it is. Starship traits. No, that's not it. Well, anyway, once I've unlocked this, it's a passive trait that I can keep going. That is constantly active once I've got the trait unlocked. There are several ships with these skills, so it does actually take a while because you've got to level them up 5 levels. So level tier 1 through to 4 ships don't have this specialty. Some tier 5 ships can be upgraded to a tier 5 / tier 6 kind of hybrid, and then there are tier 6 ships. Now you can only do this with a tier 6 ship if you have the fleet version. I'm right here anyway. I'll have a show you this. Select your ship. Let's Starship requisitions. Okay, so let's so as you can see, there's tier 6 and there's fleet tier 6. So we'll get rid of all of these and just have one little thing showing. So here you have a tier 6 ship. As you can see, I do have most of them. Okay, so I've unlocked this one. As you can see, it does actually cost Zen to buy it. I've already bought the pack that this comes with, so I can actually just get this ship. But as you can see with the Phantom Intel, we'll just go to tier 6 fleet. you got a fleet version. Now the fleet variant, okay, so the fleet variant does not have this unlock. I'm pretty sure I've got some fleet ships that I can check this out on. Okay, so this is the fleet variant. Yeah, the fleet, as you can see, there's no that's a T5, so it's not really. I know I've got a T6. So it's T5 upgraded, there you go. So it's not a T6, it's a T5 upgraded to tier. So basically you've upgraded it to a tier 6 ship. Now I did have a tier 6 fleet ship, but I must have, I think a tier 6 fleet. No. What's F stand for then? Oh, well, there you go, look at that. F was supposed to stand for fleet, so I've misnamed this one. But as you can see, the standard carrier has the 5th level specialty, and then the standard, then the fleet variant is doesn't have it. You'll see that these also change. So with the fleet variant, you actually get an extra slot. Now this can change depending on the type of ship. Normally I will get all 3 variants and then delete the other 2, because when you get all the variants, let's have a look. So when you actually get like these 2 Tholian ships, one Tholian ship will have a universal console that works on every Tholian ship, as you can see at the top there, T5 and T6 variants. And then this ship would have the other console. Then I believe maybe not. Then as you collect the 2 or 3 different variants, you actually get these consoles. Another way to get these consoles that are part of a set, if you look down there, it says part of a set of Tholian technologies, and it's the same part of the set. You get 1 or 2 from the ships, and as you can see, it's a set of 3. So the 3rd variant may actually come from playing a storyline. So we'll just go to this one, and this is the episodes. This is the storyline. So playing these stories, as you can see, there's quite a few in just the first one, which is the Klingon chapter. The Wasteland chapter, which is basically Nimbus 3 from Star Trek. Oh, this is annoying. I'm a Trekkie and I can't remember the name of the movie. This is so embarrassing. Well, anyway, that's the one where Spock's brother comes into the movies. This is a Romulan storyline, and again, you can get. I think there's whatchamacallit, a console in one of these ones, and there's also ships you can get. So there are Romulan ships. So let's go back to the select your ship. So basically, there's a Tel Shiar adapted destroyer, which is they've adapted some Borg technology. So as you can see, I've got all 3 of the set. I've got the Tel Shiar warp core. Come down here, it's the Console Universal and Doctrine, which is the second one on the list, and then the Shrapnel Torpedo. And for both Romulan ships, I have all 3. That's because getting the Romulan ship, you get the warp core and one of the consoles, and then with the other Romulan ship, you get the warp core and another console. I'm not entirely sure how I got 4 variants of it, so maybe one of the consoles can actually be again gotten through an episode. When I do the replay, do a new playthrough of the new faction, hopefully the storylines will be very similar, because there are 4 factions now with the original Enterprise original TV series timeline brought into it. which is a you start off there and then you get brought to the future, which you'll work out as you play the story. So I won't get too in depth into it until I do a actual video on it. So my whole thing is I will actually again it's all about money, but you can see here where I have all the bridge packs. So what the bridge packs do is they just slightly change the color in design. Even though it's the basic Klingon design here, you can see that the layout's slightly different. Let's see if I can find this one. No, this one here. So you can see this is Defiant Bridge. You can see that the color scheme just changes slightly. So you can actually some of these are come with the game, but some of them you've got to purchase. I am a bit of a hoarder sort of character. I like to collect as much as I can, get all the different specialties I can. So you can see I've got all the bridges, I've got all the shuttlecraft, sorry. I think the Scorpion, okay, you got to buy this one as well. Flyer. You've got to actually get the mothership for this one, so you can actually get this one. So this is unavailable until you purchase the I think it's a tier 5 shuttle carrier. Yellowstone runabout, basically that's the McKee fighter. You can see I've got all the original level 1s, all the level 2s, level 3, and I think it's about level 3, level 4. You've got to start buying some of the more advanced ships. So you can see I've got pretty much everything in level. I think I'm missing one in level 5. There it is, right there, the Stream Runner. But I will show you what I mean by 3. So here we go. We've got the Andorian Kamari vessels. So pretty much you can buy the bundle or you can buy them separately. So if you only want one particular ship, you can get it. But I always go for the bundle, just because when you do buy it, Universal Phaser Array, Universal Tachyon Induction Array, Universal Wing Cannon Platform. So you can see that each of these ships comes with one of these universal consoles. But as you, hopefully I've got this ship and I can show you. Again, it's been a while since I've actually messed around with this. Okay, there you go. So these 3 are the consoles, and they all come from a different ship. So if you want to get the benefit of the entire set, you've got to get all 3 ships. That's why I always go for the bundles. So as you can see, if you have just one of them active, you get the bonus from that plus a you get the bonus from that plus the secondary bonus. Then if you have 2 of the consoles, any 2 matching consoles, you get plus 10 accuracy to your weapons, and then plus 3 you get rapid fire. You can get basically better weapons. But every set has a different function. So let's see. I think this one comes in a set of 3 as well. Yeah. So there you can see. These are 4. Hey, there you go. And I've only got the one Zindi ship, but they're for each faction. You got the avians, the aquatic, the mammalians, and the insectoids. They've all got their own ship variant, and each variant has a universal console. And as you get 1, 2, 3, and 4, these bonuses stack on top of each other. So you get that, then you get this, and then you get that. So if I can afford it, I will be buying some more Zen. It is somewhat expensive. I do like to collect, again, like to collect as much as I can. With the ships, I'm missing a lot of the tier 6 because the last year I spent, even though I was playing this game, I spent most of my time on Fallout 4. And then for the last couple of months I've been just playing a whole heap of random games trying to get my channel up and running. But as you can see, there's 9 variants in this. There's a Federation, Klingon, and Romulan, or possibly Romulan and Klingon variant. So that's 12,000. And if you come down a bit more, you can see I've got most of them available, so I've got most of them active. Let's see. Yep, so you can pay 12,000 for the entire lot, or 3,000 Zen per ship. And then I think it's like 6,000 for a bundle of 3 of them. So, where are you? Okay. Yeah, I am missing quite a lot of the tier 6 ships. It's been a while since I've played the game constantly. Like, I do log in constantly, and there we go. So, all 9 for 12, 3 for 6, or 1 for 3. Some of them are a one-off ship, so Federation, Klingon, and Romulan. So you get those 3 of that particular variant. Advanced, what is it? Advanced Light Cruiser Bundle. There you go. Miracle Worker. So there's a bundle of 3 Federation ships. And again, I don't think... this is a bit of a dilemma with most of the people that play the game. You'll see that Federation, Klingon, Romulan. It's obviously more than half of them are Federation. Federation, Klingon, Romulan. Again, 2/3 is Federation. So you see there's a bit of a discrepancy between the lot. That isn't the creator's fault. They're going by in-game canon. The Federation is the main characters of Star Trek. The Federation has the more ships you're going to see. Whenever you see a ship in the series, and it's alien, it's not necessarily Klingon or Romulan. It might be Hirogen or something like that. So there's only so much they can do. I'm not sure what their creative license is and what they can create, but a lot of the specialty ships in here are just variations of ships within the game, within the TV series. So let's see. So that's an Andorian ship, but basically all they did is they just streamlined it. They haven't really gone too far off with it. The little spikes have come to the middle now. Yeah, so basically that's all they've really done. They've just moved it around a bit. So there's only so much I think they're allowed to do. And again, the Andorians are a Federation vessel because they're a Federation ally. With Klingons... sorry, not Klingons, the Romulans. It'd be better if this was separated into Federation, Klingon, and Romulan as well. Like you could just have a drop and have Federation Tier 6, Romulan Tier 6 or something like that. Just be a little easier to show you. But with the Romulans, they've got less ships than the Federation and the Klingons. But with the Romulans, what they are is a roaming race. Romulus has been destroyed from the new Star Trek trilogy, from JJ verse they call it, and that timeline hasn't affected this one beyond that point. So this timeline is original series, Next Generation, Deep Space Nine, Voyager, and Enterprise. But your JJ verse versions, there is a crossover episode for that, but in general this follows the canon of the original through to Voyager series. So if you're like me, you're not really a fan of the JJ verse. I'm not a fan of reboots and remakes, but I'm a Trekkie. You know, the first thing I can remember watching was Star Trek. You know, I've always been a Trekkie when I was a baby. So the ships here are all somewhat canon. You got 31st variants of the Voyager episode where you had the temporal ship. I think this is the one that 7 of 9 was brought onto when they gave her the temporal agent job to stop Voyager being torn apart. So they've actually gone with the series, and again, these 3 ships have three different consoles, and to get all 3 consoles onto one ship, you've got to get all 3 ships. What I do is I keep the science variant because there's a science character, and I get rid of the engineering and tactical one. And then I have that ship with all the upgrades on it. And the thing is, some people might find that the consoles aren't really all that flash. Like the ship might be very good, but you can, for most part, you can swap out the consoles with temporal ships and stuff like that. There are certain consoles that will only slot into that particular ship or that particular class of ship. So 3 consoles from this will only work on temporal ships. They won't work on any other class of ship. There are battle cruisers that certain weapons will only equip onto a battle cruiser, because you can't have a cannon weapon on a science vessel sort of thing. So as I play the game and get into that, I'll get more into the ship's weapons, platforms. Let's get back to the ship and have a look. Okay, so the ships have forward weapons, anywhere from 1 to 5 depending on the level of the ship and the class. Deflector. Science ships, some of the advanced science ships have a secondary deflector. The impulse engines, warp engine, shields, aft weapons. I don't know if there's 5. I know it goes from 1 to 4 for sure, but I'm not sure if there's a 5th one. Some of the variants might have a 5th. Devices are just things you can put on your ship that help enhance the damage output or maneuverability of the ship. You can call in, you can have a slot here with backup, and you click on an icon and you'll just have a ship come in and back you up. Engineering consoles, you can see here, control, anti-proton damage, flight turn speed, resistance. Science consoles, and these are specialty icons. As you can see, I'm going through all my ships and actually checking what I have. I have 2 of each. Any more than 2 of each is overkill. 2 of each because I have, 2 Romulan ships, which are variants. Like one's a Romulan battlecruiser, one's a destroyer. So they're 2 different variants, 2 different ships altogether. But if I have 3 of the Andorian vessels, I only need 1 of each, because I only need that one. They'll only work on the Andorian ship, and that's all that I need. So you got the engineering consoles, which help with, and I've got it on engineering, sorry, science consoles with, there you go. This one will only equip to a science vessel. Actually, only this particular science vessel. So there are 3 different science intel vessels. This is the only intel vessel that this one will actually slot into. But you can see that, there we go. You got other consoles here which help increase damage or resistance, and then tactical helps weapons damage, a particular field of weapons. So every weapon class, not that one, this one, R&D. So every weapon class, you've got anti-proton, disruptor, phaser, plasma, polaron, and tetrion. You can create Omnicron. Once you get to level 10, you can start doing research, which is the R&D tree. Then you got beam weapons, cannon weapons, engineering consoles, ground weapons, kits and modules, which are things you have on yourself. I don't think I actually have any kits. I do pretty well without them. Oh, there we go. I got a kit here with, what is this one? Sorry. Professional specifics, counter command. Okay, I do extra damage against Undine. Okay, I think I got this from a reputation tree, which I'll get into in a second. I've played I played many hundreds, if not thousands, of hours of this game, and I can't remember where I got everything. The only reason I have this armor on is because I just finished another storyline, but this is not the armor I'd normally use. And this Universal Kit Crystalline Spike. Okay, so yeah, so I can actually have 5 different slots here, and just have different attacks against the enemy. Like the ship, you've got your own personal armor, which is basically like, I think it's a retrofit, not retrofit, a reverse engineered sort of Borg thing, where you've got body armor and a personal shield, and that's, I think they've just I'm not exactly what the backstory is on that or why you have this, but I'd assume it's like they reverse engineered some Borg technology, because the Borg do play a major part within some of the storylines and at the beginning of the game, and at towards the end of the game as well, of the episodes. And then with weapons, you can have two different types. You can have hand pistols, some sort of cannon sort of weapon, rapid fire weapons. You can have hand weapons. I'm not sure. Here we go, batleth. So if you want, you can have a energy weapon and then a handheld weapon for close combat. And then you've got 4 devices. I like to keep these 2 on me at all times, just because these will actually give me points in my reputation, which I'll show you in a second. Okay. Again, I've just finished the storyline, so the insect repellent isn't something you'd keep a hold of. Actually, I'll discard that, because I think I've got 2 in my bank. The Borg thing it just helps with resistance and damage to the Borg. So that's what I normally have, and I normally have this little crystalline pet. So what this does is, in battle you can summon this, and it'll actually cause damage to your enemies. Most of these other pets here are just for show. They actually follow you around. That's all they do. This one will follow your ship around until you enter battle, in which case it will disappear. This is from a winter event, Q's Winter Wonderland. You get a Yeti, and this one, here we go, Megiddo. That's from the original series. You get actually a little baby one. Yeah, so it's now you can see that there are several different weapons. You can see that I'm going through them now, and I've got so many that it's really hard to keep a track of everything. And so I'm actually going through. I'm actually getting a piece of paper and pen, and I'm actually going through everything, trying to make sure that I'm ready for the channel for when I do the playthrough. So you got your main character, which is you, or I think people call them a toon. You got your ship, which you can change as you level up. You get better ships, have more weapon slots, more device slots, engineering slots, and science slots. So a tier 1 ship might only have 6. Tier 2 might have 7, but it will change depending on the class of ship. So if you have an engineering ship, you have more engineering. Science, you'll have more science, and tactical, you have more tactical. But normally the engineering and tactical are somewhat equal if it's a science vessel. There's not much difference. Devices, again, anywhere from 1 to 4. Then I think there's 2 missions in the game from memory. At least one that I'm 100% certain of, and I think a second one I'm kind of sure of. You can actually have a shuttlecraft go into certain areas. So that's actually, no, wait, it's a mission, an episode, and a in-game mission where you can actually play it with other people against the computer. And then you've got your officers. You won't normally start off with this many. As you can see, I've got 2 empty spaces. I've actually bought, I think, the maximum I can get. And what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to upgrade 4 of them to have Tholian, anti-Tholian weapons and armor, anti-Voth armor and weapons, and so on and so forth. And I'm just going through them and just trying to get everything done. Dyson reputation and stuff like this. Okay, so that's the basics of the crew, and I'll get into a better in-depth review of these, but I'm just doing a quick one now just to show you what I'm planning on doing. Skills. Okay, these are the captain's skills, or your skills, and then each of your people will have skills. Engineering officer, science officer, and tactical officer have different skills. So you can see here, like, it changes from engineering, science, tactical. Once that's done, you've got your command, which is the same. Intelligence, which is the same. Let's see if I can... pilot and temporal officer, which is the same. But you only start off with one particular set. So engineering and one other. That's it. Then up here, you can actually train your officers in different specializations. and within those specializations you can learn different techniques. So when you look at here, you've got your basically your ensign, lieutenant, lieutenant commander, and captain sort of levels. So you can see here level 1, or they're all level 1s, and then as you come here there are some level 1s, and then some of them go up to level 2, level 3, and I think level 3 is the maximum for most of them. Yeah, and as you can see they go up to level 3, and each faction has their own abilities to learn. So when you go into battle, you can have an officer drop a stationary turret which will help defend you. Some can drop a minefield in front, so that if anyone comes close, they explode on the mines. So that's your default sort of crew. And then there's only those three: engineering, science, tactical. And basically, I like to play one of each, just to make sure that I've got all my bases covered. Some people might go in a full tactical team and have constant tactical turrets dropped. Some might go in for science team and go for shielding and stuff like that. You know, it depends on your own gameplay. Your captain could be tactical. Your entire crew could be tactical. You'll also see up here where it's purple. They're all purple. That's because I've actually been playing the game for so long that I've collected enough rare officers. So you'll start off with white, green, blue, and then purple. I think are the 4 levels. The difference here is the traits, I believe. The higher the level of the person, the more traits they have, or the better traits. Some of them are race specific, superior Borg nanites, and another one, superior Borg nanites. And then there's no Borg nanites because this is just a Jem'Hadar. Again, you'll collect this, I think, in one of the gameplays. Breen, I think I had to buy from the Zen. Species. Personnel. Species. So these are the species you can buy for bridge officers. For Federation, you can have some Klingons. The Klingons are kind of fractured, sort of war peace. They kind of do what they want now. Riemann, because of the fractured Romulan, the Riemann and Romulans were the Riemans were Romulan slaves. So the Riemans have basically gone out to all the different factions and asked for asylum, sort of thing. Trill, Frisian, and there you go, Klingon, Federation, Klingon, join Trill species. Okay, promotions are basically things within the game world where the company has done certain things. And again, I haven't got all of them. I've got a few of them. I probably don't have as much as some others because again, I don't get in here a lot. But I'm wanting to get back. Legacy Unlock is also it's sort of like promotion. There's certain things you can only get a certain way. And yeah, but I like to collect as much as I possibly can. Appearance again is uniforms, so we'll go for Romulan. You can get these original series. Somehow that's Romulan. Intelligence. Because the Romulans can also wear this. That's what it is. Mercenary set. So you can actually play as a mercenary Federation officer. It's free to play. It's free world play. You can play however you want. Talaxian clothing. That's from one of the last 2 or 3 updates to the game. And then next gen Romulans. Okay. Yeah, intelligence. Klingon, mercenary, and telex. I thought there was an original Klingon. Could have sworn there was an original Klingon outfit. Might just be in game then. Andorian. Federation. So you see all the different ones. I've purchased them all. Boosts. So in game, you can see here, you can get boosts. So basically what it does is it adds a certain percentage, 20%, until you reach that. So you'll get 10,200. No, 12,000, sorry. 12,000, so the decimal point goes over 1. So for every 10,000 points you get, you'll get 12,000 instead. But once that 10,000 wears out, you're back to getting just 10,000 for 10,000. But you can get it for experience points, commendation points, which is this thing that helps you level up. Fleet credit, which is again another thing I'm going to have to look at. Fleet marks, again, going to have to look at. Reputation, going into that. Research, and all that sort of stuff. Okay, so this is just the Zen store. This is just stuff that you can actually purchase for the game later on. Oh, there is so much to go through. Dilithium is something you mine within the game, and you can get specialty items. As you can see, some of them are extremely expensive, and to get a million dilithium, you do have to play quite a lot. There are different ways of getting dilithium. There is a daily mining mission, which you can do once every 24 hours, and then there are... No, I keep hitting the wrong button, this one here. Then there are duty officer missions, so let's have a look. Collect 5 dilithium, 125 dilithium, 5, 50, 5, and 5. So as you do the missions, view full details. 5, 5, 5, 5, 5, 5, and then you got each officer. The first officer doesn't really have many. I don't very often get any for that one. But engineering, science, tactical, operations, medical, and security, they all have their own off missions to do. You can try to look for the ones that have the most dilithium and get them that way, or you can just click on, like I do, just click on the first 23 that pop up and do them. And then you just get a whole heap of dilithium. So we'll have a quick look. My assets at this point are 52,275 dilithium, and that is only because I actually put a whole heap into my fleet earlier, a couple of days ago. Otherwise I would probably have over a couple of 100,000. Okay, overview. Commendations, so this is stuff you've got to work on. This is what the again, I keep hitting the wrong button. Oh, okay. So duty officer missions. So when you do all these sort of missions, science and development, we'll go here. You can see science development. So you can go for ranks up, and every time you do a rank, you actually get a better passive. You get some passive sort of bonuses, and you also get access to certain things. So as diplomatic, you actually get personal ability. You can transport to Deep Space Nine. So before this, you've got to fly. Okay, so you can see here 1 sector, 2 sector, and 3 sector. So if you're here, where we are at Earth Space Dock, you've actually got to go past this map point and then fly to Deep Space Nine. Whereas with a transwarp, you can actually go from here to Deep Space Nine, and all it does is load the game screen. I think it's 5 minutes between each warp jump. So if you want to get somewhere on the map, make sure you're not going to have to get somewhere else very soon, because it's a matter of every 5 minutes you've got a cooldown for the transwarp to warm back up. Okay, so roster. You can have 200 officers, and again, I've bought the maximum amount, 500. And basically that just gives you options to choose from all these different races. And once again, you'll see that I've got all the purples, all of the rare ones. These ones you buy from a mining place, trading and sort of stuff like that. Again, I'm going to get into all this sort of stuff. Advisor. As you can see, it drops everyone down to who is an advisor. So let's just say you've got... Let's see... No. I think I've already gone through all this before and cleaned it out. Oh no, here we go. Elem Zirel. I've got 2 of them. I don't need 2 of one of 3. You know, I've got a few of the same one. You don't need more than one, but you might think, well, I just need the one. But when it comes to these assignments, he might have the specialty you need, to do it, and because he is a specialty in security, when it comes to security assignments, if you have 3 or 4 that need his, let's see if I can get this thing to show again. Nope. Full details. Okay, here we go. This is what I was looking for. If they're unruly, the mission has a less success. Telepathic and unscrupulous makes it a lot easier. If there's a security officer, it will be a lot easier as well. So if you have a Betazoid, this having 2 Betazoids for 2 of these missions or similar missions, or the same Betazoid, you'll be able to get both missions pretty easily to get through. So that's why I have more than one of the same person. And again, we'll go through quality. You can see I've got nothing in common. Civilians, you can pick up and drop them off. They're not really part of your crew, I think. Wait a minute, I think I bought these from a holodeck. Rare. I think I might have kept these purely because they're a rare one that you only can get in a certain way. Very rare, ultra rare, epic. Okay, there's only one epic available at the moment, and that's the Doctor from, basically it's a copy of the Doctor from Voyager. There might be others. I don't think I've ever gotten an ultra rare, so I'm not sure if they're actually in game. It might have just skipped very well gone to epic. But again, I haven't really played the game all that much for the last year. I've only been doing basic missions over and over again. So yeah, that's another thing to look at. Active space. So whenever you're in a space battle, you can choose from all these different classes. Let's go and close them off. Okay, civilian you don't need in a space battle. So let's see, with tactical, projectile weapon officer, space is his specialty, chance to reduce the time to recharge torpedoes. That's extremely important. Torpedoes are very high damage, and you want to be able to fire them as often as possible. The reason I've got the Voth scientists here is because they increase damage against Voth, and Voth. Again, I was doing this when I was doing the storyline involving the Voth, and plus we were doing a lot of in-game missions where you do repetitive missions fighting the Voth. Ugh. Again, against Voth. What a close medical. So you can get Tholians as well. I think the Tholians in general, I think you can only have 1 Tholian active at any time, but Tholian, when you do fighting against Tholians with this particular one, you actually get better damage against them. And then I think there's another Tholian that does better damage against a certain particular race. So I could go through all these, but there are literally hundreds of these to go through, so I'm not going to go through every single one of them. Okay, sick bay, I think that's more like cargo. You can take people to and from places. Cargo bay is everything you have in your... Okay, it must be in your bank. Yeah, this is resources you can trade. Even though they're in your bank, you can actually transfer them from your bank to whatever. The Briggers prisoners, you can bring these to certain places and drop them off. And again, passengers, there are certain quests where you have to take passengers somewhere. Okay, let's have a look. Admiralty. Okay, I think this starts at level 50. So once you get to level 50, finish them all, you actually start to do these Admiral quests. You do one for the Federation, and you get from level 1 to level 10. I don't think leveling up has any effect from memory. I think it just lets you know that you've done a lot. But Tour of Duty is what you want to do. Once you get the Tour of Duty up from levels 1 through to 10, for Federation only, you'll get 2 specialization points. And the specialization is this. So Miracle Worker, I have, as you could see, I've just finished the last one and started the I keep hitting the wrong button. I've just finished, so I'm actually starting a new one. So let's have a look at in progress. There you go. Tour of Duty. So Federation, you get 2 specialization points, which is really good. It helps you fill out your specializations very quick. This one is dilithium. You get 30,000 dilithium for finishing the Klingons chain. Again, I'm halfway through, but because I've started playing again, and the Miracle Worker is a new one, and I think with the new Jem'Hadar expansion in a couple of months, there might be a new one coming out. I'm going to be collecting as many of these as I can, so that I can upgrade straight away as soon as that upgrade comes out. You might be thinking, well, what's the point of constantly doing this if my specializations are completely maxed out? You can actually sell your specialization points. Again, I have never maxed out. I've always kept myself below that, but once you max out, you can actually start selling your points, and I think you get the lithium for them. And again, I have never tried that, so I'm not exactly sure what you get. Romulans is universal tech upgrades. Let's have a look if I've got any of those. Maybe not. So this is a tech upgrade. This is a rare item you can pick up from certain quests and in-game bonus events. So basically what this does is you can, let's just pick a random item. So any item, you can see that level 12 is the highest. Actually no. Oh, 13. Okay, it's gone up again. So again, I am not playing this all that often, but they've upgraded this again. But as you can see, I've got level 10, 12, 13. Pretty sure I've got one that's lower than that. Nope, I must have sold them or got rid of them at some point. So pretty much what you do is you hit upgrade. You pick an item that you want to upgrade. You shove it in the slot. Can't I upgrade that one? That comes on your ships when you buy it, so just grab that one. And so when it upgrades, it's not going to upgrade because you have to then add a upgrade token. So we'll just hit that, and as you can see, I've got 100% possibility of going to level 14, and it's going to have you can see question mark times 5. So when you have a level 1 or a common, let's just close that off, a common item which is white, you've got mark 10 and that's it. Then you go up to a level 2 which is green. Let's see if I've got a green one here. I do not have any green ones. Okay, but you'll see when I get to a blue one here. No, that's here we go, this one. Okay, that's a rare one. I should have had this set up before I started. This is going backwards. I think this is a rare one as well. Yeah, it's got the infinite. Here we go. It's got Drain X after the Mark 12. Then the purple. That's a console. Console. Weapon. I'm looking for a weapon. That looks like a mine or some sort. There you go. It's got 3 different things. So as you go up per level, you get different bonuses on top of the weapon. The shield, the warp engine, the warp core, the engineering. So you can see here another one, tri-cobalt. So what I'll try to do before I start the next game is I'll try to collect a white, a green, a blue, a pink, a purple, and a gold, which is going to be really hard. The higher the level, the harder it is to get. And I'll just show you like the comparison of that to that, just to show you that the upgrade, how it upgrades with different bonuses. Okay, what else can we look at? So Admiralty, I think Ferengi is dilithium as well. Yeah, dilithium. And again, they might add another one with the Jem'Hadar. They might have some sort of Dominion sort of Admiralty leveling system. Who knows? And then R&D. We've already had a quick look at this. So you got all your different weapons, ground weapons kits, projectiles, which are torpedoes, science kits, ship shields, and personal shields. And again, you can see there were 6 types of damage, so there should be 6 types of shield. Oh no, wait a minute. The personal shield is just that, but then the bonuses are that you might actually get very rare. So just with my base, just because I'm so high, I'm going to get a rare at least. I won't get a common or uncommon. I'm going to get a rare at least to a very rare. But when you get the shield, if I have just, here we go. You can see here where it's just a personal shield, and then a green shield has a regeneration property for this one, for REG. Anti-proton damage, has better damage against anti-proton. Rebound damage, I guess you'd call that. Yeah, so you can see that it upgrades, and then with this shield here, again, this is a level 3 shield. You got, instead of just the 1 in the brackets, you got 2 in brackets here. Polar on damage plus rebound damage, and then you've got capacity, which means the shields have a high capacity. So you have 362 here, 329, so it goes up. But this will have more shields just because it is a purple against the blue. So we'll see here. You can. Nah, I really got to go through everything and try to sort this out. But this is just a rough guide to show you what I'm planning on doing. This video has gone way too long as it is, but I'm just trying to show you that this is how much you need to learn. I don't even have to learn it, just play the game, and you just sort things as you go. It's not difficult. It's pretty easy. Just click and collect. Click on what you want, move it around. Okay, so we got the stations. So whenever you get a new ship, the station layout will change. And unless you save this, every time you get a new ship, you've got to reassign your crew. You can see here where it's got blue, red, and gold, and I think this one's the universal. There you go, Ensign Universal Station. So you can have any tactical, engineering, or science in this particular slot, but they can only use their level 1 ability. This is tactical, intelligence. Because this is an intel ship, you can choose between your intelligence and your tactical officers here. With this one here, engineering, and you get 3. Tactical again, science with 4 different ones, and this is a science. And as you can see, lieutenant commander to commander has a different amount of slots. Then away teams, you don't have to have the same bridge crew as your away teams. It's just that the first 10 really are the rarer ones I've collected, and I've upgraded them the most. So if you have a look at my crew here, out of all the skills, they've got most of the skills learned. I've actually gone for the specialization skills rather than their actual skills. But you can see here where I've got all their skills maxed out, apart from Miracle Worker, because I haven't actually got any of these yet. Okay, so let's keep going. R&D special projects. These are what help you with this. So you won't get this particular one, but you'll get something very close. This is you have to get 3 of these, one each of these omegas. So I think they only happen in events, or you can buy them in the market. So one each of these will make one of these. So you need 9 to make 1, 3, sorry, 27. So you need 27 to make 9, to make 3, to make 1. And as you can see, technology points 25,000, 4 quality improvement chance, no dilithium cost. The no dilithium cost itself is worth it because it does cost a lot of dilithium to upgrade items. So yeah, if you want to, I actually went to the store and bought 999 of these. So I'm going to get 999 to 333 to 111 to 53 and a bit. So I'm going to have 53 of these by the time I've finished. Okay. So as you can see here, I've got 91 of these. So I've got 91 of the silver, which is the first one. So right now I can get 30, then 10, then 3. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to keep going, get all these done before I actually move on. Again, by the time I actually finish this, you can see it's going to take an hour and 40 minutes. So just playing the game, you just wait for this to happen, then you come back and do a lot more. Then once you get to the next level, it takes an hour, then then 3 hours, and then a day or something. So you want to do this silver one when you're actually playing. Again, it takes 20 minutes. 20 minutes for the first one, or an hour and 40 to do 5 of them. So that's your R&D. In progress, you can see that. So that's that R&D is separate from your inventory because you can see the different amounts of R&D you've got to have on you to do the research compared to all the components. So normally when I've gone through clean this out, I'll probably have 2 runs of random sorted things that I'll keep on me at all times. But most of these ship components and the companions are saved in my bank. I've just had to put certain things into the bank to get certain things out and then rearrange everything. Okay, assets is pretty much what you have. That's how much energy credits this character has. But you can actually put your energy credits into the bank, and the bank can be shared between all your characters. So if you've got 10 characters, you can put all your money into one account, and basically that's what I've been doing with this one. All the money goes into the account. Whenever I need something, I'll buy it for this particular character. He is the one that is maxed out. As you can see here, Omega, Nakuru, these are the reputation marks. Fleet marks, fleet credit. Pretty much use these as soon as I get them. Again, I haven't been playing enough to be getting fleet marks, but I do apply certain things. I had this up in I think it was close to 100 million, but I went on a shopping spree at the fleet associated things and just bought a whole heap of stuff and upgraded everything to the maximum. Dilithium store. Let's go to the exchange because I've already shown you the store. With the exchange, you can actually sell. You can actually sell your dilithium to buy a Zen. 272 dilithium for a Zen at this point. Or you can sell your Zen for dilithium. When special events come up, the prices do go up because people want to get as much dilithium as they can. So they'll put their Zen in there and sell it for like 300. So once all this goes, because people will be buying all the dilithium they can, you can actually start getting a decent amount of dilithium or Zen depending on how you want to transfer it. Zen helps you buy things from the store, which are very good for the game, especially these keys. They unlock boxes within the game, and these boxes can give you extremely good prizes, but they're very rare to get good ones. You normally get pretty average. Here we go. More details. Okay. Okay. So, Science T6, extremely I think it's 1 in 100 or something like that. You might get one of these, and there are 2 to collect. So you need to over 200 lock boxes, which is over 200 keys. Let's have a look. Keys are 10 for 1,100. So you need to get 20 of these packs, which is 22,500 Zen. I'm not exactly sure what the pricing of the Zen is, and as you can see, they do sales. Black Friday is the big one. They normally have a big sale on Black Friday, so if you want to just keep saving up your Zen, you can wait to a public holiday, because this is, I think, American based, so a lot of the specials are along American holidays and stuff like that. So just keep saving up your Zen. You don't have to buy everything straight away. I do basically buy them as soon as they come out, so I do miss the specials. But certain things like the research development kit, you actually can get a single one here for 225, or you can get a set of 4 for 750. So there you get 25% off sale, 25% off sale. What is it? So yeah, an average is 300, or you can get 4 for 1,000. So you're getting one for only 100 when you buy 4 instead of 3. But the last special they had with this, they actually gave out rare ships. Again, it's like 1 in 100, but I actually did get the ship, so I'm happy. But there were 7 ships to collect, so you're probably gonna have to get about 700 of these research components for that particular round of ships. So it does actually add up, but I reckon I like the game. I'm happy to pay to play. You don't have to pay to play, it's free to play, but pay to get better things. And it's not like just because I've got better things I'm gonna win. You actually fight other captains on this game. You can actually win with a standard ship as long as your tactics are good. Basically what the ships do, they just give you better varieties and stuff. I've actually got so much variety in ships I can't actually fill up. I can't actually get at them all. Even the tier 6 ships. There are so many tier 6 ships. I can't collect all of them because there are so many that it will fill up my ship. Select your ship. Okay, let's have a look. So you can see here, all these ships here, I've got. I still, and it's maxed out. You can't purchase anymore. As you can see, you get 2 ships per purchase. I can't purchase anymore, so I've got so many that I've actually maxed out, and I still got ships to collect. So this is my main character. This is the one I focus on, and then I've got a Klingon character, which is my secondary character, and then the Romulans came into the game later on, so that's a 3rd character. Then once I got those 3 built up, I actually went back and did the Romulan and Klingon. I did science, tackle, and engineering. That's why I got 9, 3 of each faction. And then with the Jem'Hadar, I might just stick with tactical. I don't see a Jem'Hadar being a scientific or engineering race. They're built for war, so I'm going to go purely tactical for the Jem'Hadar. Unless, of course, you can actually have an option of different species. I think it's the Kamari, which are their commercial. They're like the Ferengi version in the Delta Quadrant. They work purely on commercial. Geez, there are so many species to remember that I can't. But the Drazi? No, that can't be right. It's not Drazi. That's another species. But the ones the Nagus got Quark to try to get the berries from, they're sort of like a mixture between commercial warrior. So I probably, if there is enough selection, I will do one tactical Jem'Hadar, and then I might go on engineering and science of the other species, depending if there are any. I'd assume there's a Vorta captain you can choose. I doubt you'd have a changeling captain, because they're extremely powerful in game. Unless they're an ex-changeling like Odo was, I really don't see you being a changeling. So the Vorta and the Jem'Hadar, the Kamari, I think they're called. There are a few species in there that you can have. I think the Talaxians are a universal one, where anyone can have a Talaxian. Let's have a look at the store here. Bridge officers. No, that's not it. Species. Nope. Companions? No. These are bridge officers. These are within your crew. Species are within your crew. Actually, yeah, so you can get 2 Borg officers as well. One from buying the game. I actually got the game when it was buy the game. It was free to play online, but you had to buy the game originally. It's now free to download and play. So I've got the Legacy unlocked, and then I've got the Personnel, which is a secondary Borg character. So I've actually got both of them. Where is... Maybe it's just on the starting up menu. Okay. Well, that's enough for this video. I'll log out. Okay, and no, that's not what I wanted. I was so focused on logging out, I logged out wrong. What I want to do is show you the starting up menu, which I should have done in the first place. Now, I did actually do a playthrough for this, about 45 minutes of setting up a character, only to find out that my microphone wasn't turned on. So when I did the playback to watch it, it's like there's no sound, and it was really annoying. Well, the Yalachi return, so 29th. That's today. Oh, that'd be after tonight's update patch. So I think it's about 1 o'clock here in Australia, 1 AM last time it was anyway. Come on, quickly load. This has gone way too long. Let's have a look. Yeah, over an hour. That's what I want to avoid. Okay. So, as you can see up here, this is to start a new character. With the okay. So, TOS, you can have original humans, Andorians, Tellarite, and Vulcan. Then with the updated Federation, humans, Andorian, and you can see that they've even gone as far as to have the look slightly different. I don't think you can get a Tellarite in the second lot. Bajoran, Benzite, Betazoid. So all the main ones. These are the ones I bought the rights. You know, you've got, don't have to have them, but it gives you a bit more option. There you go. Talaxian, there we go. And Ferengi. So there was something changed between the. I think the Ferengi were the universal. Obviously not. Let's have a look at the Klingons. Talaxians, there you go. So Talaxians kind of well, within the game world there are stable, not wormholes but portals. The Iconians play a huge role in this game, or the technology of the Iconians play a huge role. So the Talaxians are now able to travel through the Alpha and Gamma and Delta quadrants with the Federation. So that's pretty good. I'm hoping that, and again, you can see with the Federation, you've got all these options. With the Romulans, you've only got 4, and with the Klingons, you got 10 or so. Yeah, 10. Again, more races are members of the Federation. Most of the show's based around the Federation, so it's likely to have Federation. The thing a lot of people don't like is the fact that the Klingons started off with so little in the way of possible races, and then with the Federation you can actually buy the right to have a Klingon. So it kind of annoys people, but I'm fine with it. You got Renegades, you can have X-Borg. Let's see, you can have X-Borg. So all of them have the option of an X-Borg, except for the TOS, because there were no Borg in the original series. And again, with the new update coming out in June, there's going to be a fifth option of having a new Jem'Hadar faction. As far as I understand from the promotion material they've been putting out, that's not what I wanted. Log it now. Quit. Exit. Yes. Let's see. Here it is. What's this? Ugh, bloody antivirus crap. Okay, let's click on that. I don't want to play pokies. I want to check. Okay. Obviously my antivirus is not working because that should not be popping up. Oh, it's annoying. Home. Play. Again, I didn't want this video to go so long, but 10 forward. Largely return. Featured episode. And the last one. Kamas. There we go. Okay, so there's a new option here for specialized. Oh, there you go. There might be a new slot on your character where you can put something, I guess, and you can actually specialization, meaning there's a new specialization tree coming out for sure. Let's have a look if I can get this over and done with as soon as possible. Nah, okay, this is going to take way too long to search for. I thought it was right there, but for some reason my antivirus isn't blocking up the pop-up ads that come with it. So yeah, I'm wanting suggestions from people. I will definitely be doing my tactical character as Jem'Hadar if that's the option that comes up. But for my engineering and science officers, if anyone has started watching my channel by then, I'm more than happy to take suggestions on creating that. There are also the option of creating a random alien, which I really don't like doing because there are so many in-game characters that I just like to maintain the canon of that TV show. I have actually seen people who have done videos on how to make aliens from other TV shows. There's a Babylon 5 species of Narn and Centaurians. What was the other one? There was another one. There's a third alien from Babylon 5. So there are different ways of designing aliens. I'm pretty sure there are videos out there that will help you better than I can. Again, I'm not a very creative person. I do basically stick with the standards and go with that. So happy to take any suggestions. I don't mind criticism. All I ask is that you keep it civil in the conversations down below, and I'll see you in the next video.